of stuff about this live. So I finally got it to update the date or what the name of the live, but I haven't been able to figure out how to like give that
Scoot it back, give us a little bit wider view.
doing
It's all okay, baby. It's all okay.
I haven't figured out how to put a welcome message down in the chat area. So um welcome to the live. You got your microphone on. Good.
Yes,
Okay. Oh
I do.
shoot, mine is over here. So Steve and I are currently on the 9 month Ultimate World Cruise. For those of you that don't know, hi Jen, hi Icaroso, and hi Leanne. We're just doing a quick update today. We actually have another, last week when we did our update, we had another event starting at 8 p.m. our time. That was the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I don't know.
And guess who's never seen the movie?
I've never seen it. But we dressed up for it and we had a really good time. We
I had to teach her the time warp.
Did you teach me or did the song teach me? I don't know.
It was easy enough.
Anyway, today at 8 o'clock, I'm doing a girls' night. Hi, Dusty. Hi.
What do you got it tilted down so far?
I don't know. I can't read this. Timothy. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Kathy. The one, I don't know what's wrong with the long ones. They aren't easy to read. Hi, Amy. Hi, William. Hi, Jazzy Jen. Hello, Kathy. Hello, Peggy. Go ahead and tell us where you're from if you feel like typing in. Ask us any questions you want.
Yeah.
And otherwise, we're just going to be rambling on about the cruise and a few different things, specifically mostly our itinerary and what we've seen with where we've been. So the first thing I wanted to mention is that on this cruise, one of the things that makes this cruise unique is that almost all of us are back-to-back cruisers, technically.
Yes.
And if you've ever cruised before, you know there's a process for that. And what was different about this one, when we had the change in itinerary, in order to give it the same number of legs to make up the segment, they had us do a rotation on a sea day. And I was watching Tam and Bobby's live a couple of days ago, and Bobby mentioned that that's the first time, we're pretty sure it's the first time a cruise line has ever done that, done a turnaround on a sea day. Hi, Michael from Indiana. On this one.
Hey, Michael.
Hi, Juno. Anyway, so that was another thing that was very interesting or unique about this trip.
Yeah.
And we also hadn't been to Senegal yet. That was going to be the next day.
Right.
So we did a safari. It was awesome. Do you want to talk about it at all, Steve?
Well, we got picked up. Yeah, we got picked up at the cruise port and rode out to gosh, I can't think of the name of it.
Bandia.
Bandia Safari, and it was pretty nice. We went in there. Our tour guide started getting his little thing get set up, make sure we got paid and for our entry, and
monkeys all over the place in the entryway.
Yeah.
And so from what I told it, they don't bring the monkeys in. They just showed up, and apparently they like it there because they haven't left.
Of course, they get food.
And would you say those were the least aggressive monkeys you've ever seen?
Yeah, definitely on this trip, yes. But anyway, we get there and we get ready to go, and they had this little step platform to get up into the trucks. They had pickup trucks set up with a rack of seats in the back. There was 4 rows, and they were cascaded, coming from back to front was lowest.
So we got in front.
So we were getting up there. We got in front, and we looked over, and there was a lady getting ready to come up the stairs to get in with us. And the tour guide said, "No, it's just them. It's just them."
So
we didn't realize
they
that
had another truck for them. They weren't getting left out, but it was the first time we really had a truly private journey experience, and that was really cool.
Yeah.
Not that we wouldn't mind other people, because there was plenty of room for them, but it was just kind of nice. We got to dictate where we went. You know, if we wanted to stay longer in a certain place because of the animals that were there, we could do that.
Yeah.
And it was pretty cool.
Yeah. So it was awesome. Awesome. We got to see the giraffes and
so
2 rhinos, a male and a female.
The only giraffes we had seen so far on this trip were when we were in, and it was the Addo. On our way to the Addo Elephant Park, and the giraffes actually belonged to a private reserve next to that location. So they were so far off in the distance you couldn't. I mean, you could tell they were giraffes because of the neck, but not much else. Anyway, again, I want to reiterate, please, if you have any questions about the cruise or for Steve and I, please let
Yeah.
us know.
Yeah.
We're happy to answer any questions. Um, Senegal, well, actually getting to be that close to animals was a really cool experience. I was a little nervous about the rhinos
Reasonably speaking.
because we were really, really, really close to the rhinos.
Yeah.
And I didn't, if they decided to charge or whatever, that might not be a place where I would like to be. But the guide and the driver seemed, or actually the two guides and the driver seemed completely unconcerned. So
Yeah.
apparently they know the rhinos way better than we do.
Oh
So
yeah. Oh yeah.
anyway,
But yeah, Senegal, they were just at the end of the dry season. They were expecting rain any day,
mm,
and of course everything was dry. There was a couple of ponds that still had water in them,
but they
and
bring in the water too when it
yeah, they
when it
bring
dries
in
up.
water for them to drink, but also they make sure they're taken care of. We didn't see any malnourished animals, which was good.
No.
Um, and unfortunately, they did not keep any big cats there
Oh.
because then, of course, they would eat all the other animals. So
Well, and I asked about that too, and what the guide that worked for the actual reserve said was that
hmm
there's a village right next door, and if they
yeah,
got out of the reserve, that would have disastrous consequences. So
yeah,
that was
yeah,
the biggest reason why they didn't have any big cats there.
yep,
So, and we just finished 2 days in Tenerife.
hmm
So,
hmm
I didn't. We were both booked for a wine and old country tour, and I
yeah,
chose not to go. I was kind of wined out at that time.
yeah.
Um, so tell them what you got to do. Are you,
More than thank you.
oh, hey, thank you. Thank you, thank you. That's
Um,
awesome.
yeah, it was a World Heritage and Wine Tour.
Mm,
So the first thing we did is we went from the port down in Santa Cruz, went up to La Laguna, which was the original capital of Tenerife, and we got to walk around the old town. I mean, it was just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Um, I saw two of the other travelers, which I've started speaking with and gotten to know them now a little bit. Wonderful couple. They said they were looking for knockers.
oh,
Excuse me. It's yeah, the door knockers, on these buildings.
this is a cute story.
Yeah, and in Spain, of course, it came over to the Canary Islands because it's part of Spain. But the knocker will look like a hand on the door. It looks sometimes it'll have a ball that knocks against you.
I
But
didn't
if
know. Thank
if the
you.
hand has a ring on it, it's a married woman that lives there. If it's a hand without a ring, it's a single woman. So in that case, if you knocked on the door of a single woman, the man had to step back so that the woman could look at you from the open window above and decide whether or not she wanted to let you in or just say, "Yeah, get out of here."
And they learned that when they were in Barcelona
Yeah,
or something.
yeah,
Like they'd done a trip to
yeah.
Barcelona the year before, I think.
So they
That
got
was
me to
just kind of
start
neat.
looking for them. So it was really kind of interesting.
So when he came back, thank
Yeah.
you. When he came back, he had tons of pictures of door knockers, which is not
Yes.
something we would normally
Yes.
photograph, a dozen of, but they
No.
were still cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really once you hear that little bit of information and history, it's kind of neat.
Right.
But the town itself, the old part of town was beautiful. The old Spanish colonial architecture that was there.
Hmm.
And the other neat thing is that on Tenerife they don't have any marble of any kind.
Oh,
So, but what they do have a lot of is
hi, Mitchette.
lava rock, which was formed by a volcano, so they had
Yep.
plenty of that rock, and it was as hard as it can be. So they were able to work with it and get buildings built with it. And that's what they were using as
Mm.
their good stuff, and it was really pretty though, beautiful.
And so I did also want to say that I do have videos up. I have two videos up of our trip to in Dakar, and I think I only have one. I have one, but different versions of them on YouTube and
hmm
TikTok. So if you're interested and want a little bit more info on those, feel free to check those out.
Hi, Linda.
Hi, Linda.
Very little
Hi,
obelisk.
hi, Big Daddy. Hi,
What?
Biggie. Hi, Geneva. People's names. Hi, Judith.
I see Big E.
Yes, Big E, of
Big
course.
E. Yes.
Anyway, thank you all for joining. And
Glad you're all here. This is great.
for the new ones, we're talking about the 9 month Ultimate World Cruise Steve
Yeah.
and I are
Yeah.
currently on. Um, again, ask questions if you have any. So our next stop is Gibraltar.
Yes. Be there tomorrow.
Oh, no, wait a minute. We didn't do the second day in Tenerife.
Right.
So,
Finish the second. Well, I didn't finish the first day.
oh, okay, sorry. Go ahead.
So after we left the community, Then we drove down to the testing area, which was more of a tasting room. They said it was a vineyard, but it wasn't. It was just a tasting room in town. But it was an old cellar because they had all the old bottles on the walls, I mean, all the way around this place, from floor to ceiling. Plenty of dust on them. But they took us into this one room where they had a bunch of tables lined up in the middle, and each of us sat down at a place, and you had a glass, like a tall shot glass, and then you had 4 bottles of different wines sitting on the table, and they said, "Have at it."
And then
So,
left them alone with
so,
it.
so yeah, we enjoyed it all.
Best wine tasting ever, right? And I
Yeah.
missed it.
Yep.
And so the second day in Tenerife, we did a Viator tour on the other side of the island. So it was what it cost to get us back and forth cost more than what the excursion cost.
Yeah.
But it was
But
still worth it.
yeah, but we took cabs with some friends
Yeah,
there and
split it.
back, so
Thank you.
it reduced again.
Thank you. So we got there way early because we weren't sure how traffic was going to be in the
Yeah.
morning.
Yep.
And we
Which was
knew,
great.
and coming back, because getting back on time is a really big deal.
Yep.
We planned for a 2-hour window to get us back, and that worked really well based on the timing. The excursion didn't run late or anything like that. So we're on a boat called the Monte Cristo.
Mhm.
Do you remember the name of the company?
I think it was Monte Cristo.
Oh, okay, may have been Monte Cristo. Anyway,
Mhm.
there were about 20 of us on the boat,
Mhm.
and we had to go out really far. Well, what I consider pretty far out. Um, there's apparently a pod or a family group of pilot whales that live out there, and they said they're there all the time. They don't ever leave like most whales would because the temperature is perfect. They've got plenty of food and apparently are not being hunted
No,
by anything else
no,
where they're at. So they
no.
just stay there. We got some really good shots of them coming up for air. At least I did. Thank you.
Yeah, I got a few good shots too,
Yeah.
but we didn't see any dolphins.
No dolphin. It was
No
supposed to be a
dolphins.
whale and
Yeah.
dolphins, so the dolphins were nowhere to be found. But
Yeah.
some friends of ours were doing a similar tour with another provider and a
Hmm.
little bit further away, and they did get to see both. So they were there. We just didn't happen to make it to where they were.
Yeah.
The downside was after we went on to the second location looking for the dolphins, the water got really choppy, and I started getting nauseous. Thank
Hello,
you.
hello, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
I'm 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 kind of curious about the name of your handle there,
Hi, Lizzie. Hi, Jackie.
but I'm not really sure I should ask.
Thanks for the love. I appreciate you guys. Um, so I started getting seasick, and I ended up going down to the back area because it
Hmm.
was less.
Yeah, the back of the boat's usually the smoothest on the smaller. It's a
Yeah,
catamaran setup, so it helped as far as stability
yeah,
left and right. But we were cutting into the swell, so
yeah.
it popped down,
And
splash up over the front a little bit, and that's where a bunch of us were. We're
yeah,
sitting up front.
and one of the folks on I don't know her name, so I can't name names. She actually did end up throwing up, and she was already on the back of the boat with her husband or boyfriend or whatever, and I had to look away from her because I knew if I watched her do that, and they had bags, so like it wasn't like she was doing this everywhere. It was contained in the bag, thankfully. Um, but yeah, if I had had to watch her for that, I know I would have gotten really sick. Thank
Yep.
you. I love the cat paws; those are
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
And so Steve told me before, he's like, "Hey, do you want to wear one of those patches?" Which, by the way, I have. I'm not even sure if you can see it, but I have them
We've
on
had
now.
a couple of rough days since we left, also.
And I'm still not completely over the nausea because once it gets started, even if you put the patch on after it starts, apparently it goes
Yeah.
away for him. Thank
No,
you.
it takes a while for the patch to take effect. I usually have to crash out for a while.
Right. That didn't well, and there was nowhere to sleep. Not that I would have anyway, but I managed to hold it in, and I'm very proud of myself. And then afterwards, we got a little food to settle the stomach, and because again,
The car ride back.
the car ride back. So the car right there and back. Apparently, taxi drivers in Tenerife fly. They were going so fast. I was getting really,
He was going to get us there
yeah, and on
quickly,
time, even though he didn't know
quickly.
what time we were supposed to be there.
Yeah.
So
Well, there again, the more passengers he picks up in the day, the more that he'll make. So there you go.
there we go. Hi, gosh, you're terrified of the water. Only time I was on a boat was in Iraq 17 years ago. Oh, wow. I hope that at least you had a life preserver on. And
Mm,
there was one lady she was really nervous. She couldn't swim, and that's why she doesn't like boats. Thank you. Um, but she suffered through it and we talked to them after it was over. She explained her husband really doesn't like to fly, so he flies so that she can see places when the places she wants to go to when she travels,
mhm.
and that's why she gets on boats with him because he loves the boats, which I thought was kind of a nice.
Yeah,
That's a nice trade-off, I
yeah,
guess.
yeah.
And I know they have to have life preservers for everyone on board, but
Mhm.
when she asked about them, they didn't immediately bring one out for her, so I don't think they understood the level of her fear. But I know
Yeah,
they would have been there, but they also probably, if she did somehow go overboard, I don't know how they'd get it to her and how that would be helpful. So, hi, Lizzie Fish. Thanks you guys for all the love on TikTok. I
yeah.
really appreciate you so much. And I'm sorry, I've had a frog in the back of my throat all day. Okay, so the next up, uh, starting tomorrow, we're going to be
Mhm,
in Gibraltar, United
mhm,
Kingdom.
mhm.
And what do we have planned there? You just looked at it.
Yeah, we have another dolphin safari
Mhm.
book, so hopefully we'll get to see the dolphin this time, and maybe some other animals, some other critters. But we're looking forward to that. We've actually tried to get two booked, but the time was too short, um, so we had to give up one. We gave up the other one to stick with the dolphin
Right,
safari.
because in the original schedule, there was time for us to do the first one,
Hmm.
come back, and then meet for this one. But there was a
Yeah,
mistake in the original
yeah, yeah,
posting, so
yeah.
so we had to pick Dolphin Safari one out which is kind of lucky because we didn't get to see dolphins yesterday, so maybe we
Yeah.
will tomorrow. And this doesn't have much of a description. Like, do you remember, did it say anything else
So
on the long one?
we're gonna get on a boat and go out and look for dolphins.
Okay, and I will be wearing, thank you, and I will continue to wear the patch, so hopefully I don't get sick there. Or that the water is maybe not as choppy. I guess I
Yeah,
should look at a map and
that's the
see,
biggest thing. Hopefully the water's not real choppy.
yeah, or if it's in a protective cove or something like that.
Yeah.
Hi, Marcy. Good to see you guys. Um, after Gibraltar, we have 2 sea days,
Yep.
and I'm gonna try and bring back the book club on one of those 2 sea days. I have to see. Renee usually does the book club live streams with me, so I got to make sure she's got enough time. But
Hmm.
crossing fingers, she's got a lot going on right now, other than just trying to have fun on her.
Dolphins and get your passport stamp.
Oh,
The
thank you, Lizzie.
the one thing I've always heard, if you have anything other than immigration stamps, it will void the passport. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's one thing I've always kind of heard.
What?
But ours will have stamps in them from the country, and that's the main one for me.
Well, I think well, they told us in Europe we wouldn't be getting any more stamps, so I'm not sure if Gibraltar counts or not. I would guess it
And it's
should.
part of UK, part of Europe, so
Right, but, what they've done so far, because Royal Caribbean is actually taking care of almost all of the immigration stuff, there's only been a couple of
yeah.
places where they've required us to do face-to-face, um, and they sometimes do. They haven't always stamped
Mhm.
our passports when we do that even.
Yeah.
So, but we have a whole bunch of stamps that we weren't
Mhm.
there to get because,
Yeah.
they were stamped, in a
Yeah.
conference room.
They did a mass visa for,
Yeah,
since we're all on the same ship and we'll be leaving at the same time, that's what they were looking at.
yeah.
Immigrations around the world evidently are more than happy to do that, so that's great.
Oh, Lizzie says she got one from Antarctica post office. Oh,
Oh, wow.
now I'm jealous.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
when we did Antarctica, I'm letting other people say it counts for them because we didn't get off the ship and
Mhm.
experience land or even do the polar plunge or any of that stuff.
Yeah. But the
So for me,
ones,
it doesn't count, and I have to go
yeah,
back.
the ships that are allowed to do that are more the expeditionary ships like
Yeah.
National Geographic. There's some other ones, but they got to be less than 500 people.
Yes.
So
Thank
we were
you.
obviously more than that. The capacity is like 2,500, but we still had 12 at that point,
I don't
1,200-ish,
remember.
somewhere in there. But then again, the Serenade of Seas was not prepared to do any kind of excursion, anything like that.
Mm,
No heavy clothing, no boots, no nothing. So that's where that kind of fell.
yeah. So that just means for me that I have to go back at some point on a much smaller ship, which
Yeah.
is kind of a shame because Did you touch the ice in the pool area? Yes, we did. I'm sure I have a picture of me,
Yes,
doing the
doing the
explorer pose,
Captain Morgan pose.
the Captain Morgan pose on that. Thanks, Lizzie. Hey, Mark. Good to see you. Yeah, so Bobby says that counts. Thank you, Bobby. I thank you. I am perfectly okay with everybody else claiming it as yes, in fact, it does count. It just internally for me, I didn't get to put my hands in or feet in the ocean.
Or the actual snow.
Right. And so for those of you who don't know, I grew up in Alaska and I did get the opportunity at one point to put my feet in the Arctic Ocean. Thank you. So I kind of just wanted to do the same. It's,
Yeah.
it's not really that important if we don't do it, but I really, really want to.
Yeah. But still, it was beautiful. Antarctica was just beautiful. So
Hi, Patsy. Thanks for the love. And Donald, I think that was, I wanted to step in the continents. Yes,
exactly,
exactly.
exactly.
Oh,
And that's one of the reasons, a couple of the countries we didn't really have anything planned for, and it was sometimes we'd dock at it's just a major port, an industrial port, and the town was a ways off. We still had to travel into town to do stuff, and we were
yeah,
worn out from others. So sometimes we just got off the ship and walked around
came back.
and came back in. At least we stepped on a little bit of it.
In that country.
Yes, yes.
So, after Gibraltar and hopefully that we get to actually see dolphins in the dolphin safari.
Hmm.
We have, like I said, we have a couple of sea days. Look forward to a book club meeting, and then we have Corfu, Greece, which I am really looking forward to.
Yep.
And I don't remember what we have scheduled there.
You have one. I have a different. We're
Oh, that's
splitting
right.
up
We're
that
doing
day.
different stuff. Hold on.
Mine is Old Corfu and a wine tasting. How about that? What you got? What you got?
I know I'm not supposed to like show these because they might have a reservation number on them. For those of you who don't know, or maybe you don't follow cruise news, but a couple of weeks ago, a woman had confirmed, I think it was she was going to go on the Oasis. No, it wasn't because it was a Carnival ship. It wasn't Royal Caribbean. But she had just booked a cruise and she was really excited about it. And she posted her confirmation online and her reservation number was in there and
Someone canceled.
someone canceled it. And the only option she had was to rebook for like way higher price than she originally had.
Yeah.
And the cruise line wasn't taking any responsibility for that, because they don't put checks and balances in, which is awful. Like it was really their fault. I mean, I guess they both have some responsibility on this. One, don't post your stuff online and or personally
Yeah.
identifiable information, and two, the company really should have had safeguards so that that doesn't happen. Okay, so Corfu, you're doing the winery and visiting the old town, and I am doing Old Town and Sea Caves. So my first experience with the caves was in South Africa. The
Yeah. Yeah.
no, I can't remember the name. Oh, that's gonna kill me. Anyway, the caves there were just really incredible, and when I think cave, I just think spelunking or whatever, people doing climbs and
Hmm.
being adventurers. So I'd never really been into that, but now that I've seen one, I'm really excited about getting to see the next one.
Yeah.
And then in Bari, Italy, we're both doing a walking tour.
Hmm.
I'm not sure. I don't think we've signed up. I think that's our first walking tour.
Mm.
So when we were originally posting and getting this trip set up, we gave ourselves a decent but not extravagant budget.
Yeah.
And now that we're going to be on the last segment pretty soon. As we were planning, we started at the beginning, and we we booked all of the stuff that was really cheap, and we booked everything with Royal Caribbean. So, which was didn't make it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Was actually much higher
Yeah.
than it should have been. Because we aren't veteran cruisers, we were concerned about making sure we can always get back to the ship on time.
Hmm. Hmm.
Now that we've been on here for a while, and there's 4 or 5 people who sponsor, you know, they do the coordination with a tour provider on land before we get there, and then they, I'm assuming, have a small markup for themselves,
Hmm.
and they post it in the Facebook group or other places where we communicate and offer those for sale.
Yeah.
So we've done that with a lot of people. Again, I don't need to say names, but there's at least
And
5 or 6 people on board who are doing that.
but the difference between the two, between going with an outside tour as opposed to one from the ship, no matter what ship you're on. The thing about it, if you're on one of the, for us, on the Royal Caribbean tour, something happens with that transportation going on, the ship will wait. That's
Yeah.
pretty much the insurance you're paying for.
Yeah.
The ship will wait for you if something, if you get caught in a huge traffic jam or whatever. You know, bus has a flat, they have to send a truck out. It's going to take 5 hours. So whatever it might be, they got you covered. When you're on one of the other ones, you're on your own to make sure you get back, which usually it's not too bad,
Mm.
as long as you don't try to do too much at one time and don't spread yourself too thin and end up on the other side of the city or
Right.
the island when it's time to get back on the ship.
So one of the other things that kind of changed our minds about which tours to book,
Hmm. Hmm.
thank you, was that hold on, sorry. Um, where was my train of thought? Oh, as we were doing some of these excursions, I started getting FOMO, which is not normally not that is not normally something I get. I'm just happy enough doing my own thing. And so we realized, thank you. If we're going to keep doing this, we need to take advantage of doing the things that we really want to see rather than the things that are the cheapest because
Yeah.
otherwise we're going to end up having to come back. So it's much more cost efficient to do the things we really want to do,
Hmm.
whether or not they're super expensive. Thank
Yep.
you. You guys are so awesome. Lizzie, I just love you. That's just awesome. And Patsy too. Thank you
Yep.
guys so much.
Thanks
And
everybody.
Bobby for
Yes.
all the love you gave before. And I'm not sure if
Yeah.
you're still on, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah, we've we've also had some really poor experiences with Royal Caribbean. Anything that says panoramic is usually a tour where you don't get a
You
you just
drive in a
drive
bus.
around on a bus and you don't get to get out.
No.
Sometimes they let you out in a couple of key places, but mostly what you're doing is driving around.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we canceled all of those and
Yeah.
started looking for other. So like the walking tour, I think is they just kind of drop you off somewhere, or
They'll have
maybe
a
we
tour
have a
guide
guide.
because that's what, as far as La
Okay.
Laguna, when we went up there, that's our tour guide walked around
Hi, Beth Ann.
and spoke about everything. But of course, you know, her voice wasn't very strong, and there's noise around, so couldn't really hear much if you weren't right up next to her. So
Which one are you talking about? I missed that.
the La Laguna,
Oh,
that
that one. Okay,
first day in Tenerife.
that's why I don't remember it because I wasn't
Yeah.
there. Thanks for joining, Beth. I was thinking about asking you. Hi, Vic. Love Vic. I was thinking about asking you more about when you were in Tenerife. So if you want to join the live, you're more than welcome to. Just let me know. And if not, if you want to type in, like, were you in Tenerife on vacation or did you actually live there at some point? Because Beth and I had a conversation on Facebook about the red crabs there. So I'm just curious. And then in Ravenna, Italy, thank you. We're doing the world's oldest republic. So
Well,
again,
that's what you're doing. I'm doing different.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Well, we got,
That's Ravenna.
yeah,
Oh, where's the ones for Corfu?
said we've already been through that.
'Cause we're doing them different,
Yes,
doing separates.
I was talking about Ravenna. You're
Okay.
talking about Corfu.
Yeah. Leah has the Old Town and Sea Caves. Oh, sorry.
Right, because I was just talking about how cool sea.
And I'm going to Aballonis Winery and the Old Town of Corfu. Some more wine.
Okay, so Bobby says they're doing San Marino as well. So Bobby, thank you. We'll have to. Oh, Beth Ann says she only has 5 minutes for dinner, so I understand. Like I said, no requirement there to
No.
join. But we need to hook up before then to make sure that we go down and get the same number
Yeah.
stickers so we
Yeah.
can do the tour
Same
together because
same
that'll be
same
fun.
bus.
Yes. So yeah, at least we'll be on the same bus. So we're really excited about the
Yeah.
stuff that's coming up. Um,
Yes.
it was Dakar, Senegal was actually really nice. So we
Yeah.
did learn a couple of things. Like from our guide, he said that the population for the entire country of Senegal is about 18 million, and he said
Yeah.
7 million of them live in Dakar. So can you wish Ever Credo a happy 34th birthday? uh, yes, we can. Happy birthday, Ever Credo. And all the way to Sativo, Chihuahua. Thanks, Kevin. Beth says, I've been to Tenerife a bunch of times and other Canaries too, Lanzarote and Gran Canaria and Fuerteventura. Okay, so clearly that's a nice vacation spot for you. Oh, and that couple that we did meet, the one that, thank you, where the wife was not seasick but was very nervous about drowning on the boat.
Yeah.
They were from the UK, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very nice couple. What else are you excited about? So in Ravenna, I think. No, I guess we do. All of these are the Royal ones because that's where we have
Yeah.
tickets for. But we've also got a bunch of excursions coming up that aren't with Royal. At least 5 in the next 3.5 or 4 weeks.
Yeah. Got together with some friends that had booked some stuff, and they had some open seats.
And Beth Ann says it's around a 4-hour flight from the UK, so popular holiday spot. Yeah, they did mention it, that it was a reasonable flight distance.
Definitely so.
So what else you got, Steve?
I think it's just one day.
I think it's just one in Ravenna.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean, but that's Bobby. So meaning, let me look. I actually have that on my spreadsheet.
Oh, okay.
You keep talking, Steve.
All right. How y'all doing? Yeah, everything's been so much fun. The Canary Islands it's beautiful. The Tenerife, which was the island we were on, pardon me, was of course it's volcanic, so it's more rugged terrain.
If I may interrupt. Okay, so Beth says she's asking if we're going to San Marino. So that's what the tour is taking us. Thank you. So from Ravenna, they drive us to San Marino, is what I understand. And Bobby says she's doing day 1. So maybe we can see if we can switch.
Okay.
We'll check into it with the short excursions.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad. I was assuming that they would have really good spots for us in Europe. So because they do, theoretically, they do it all the time.
Yeah.
And we're really excited about that.
It's lovely. Okay.
You have to be covered up to go in churches. So I actually bought 2 abayas when we were leaving Dubai, which we don't really need them. I don't think we're going to have the opportunity to go to see any more large mosques. But I can at least use part of that outfit for that and can't wear shorts. Yeah. I think the knees, ankles, and shoulders covered, I think is kind of the rule. I don't know. I think ankles, it depends. Certainly for a mosque, you would have to have your ankles covered. But I'm not sure I'm assuming it's a Catholic church. Hi, Beach Girl. Thanks for joining. Senegal was, okay, sorry, I got distracted. We were talking about the upcoming excursions. So Senegal was really nice. As we were driving out of the town, there's so much greenery and a wide space for it. So it seems like, every country does the median. There's grass or trees or whatever sometimes in the median. And sometimes they'll have, beautification projects that go on the outside of the highway. Senegal had these. It was almost like a lane or two. Thank you. A lane or two off to the side on the other side of, a Jersey barrier or something that looked like people's gardens. I mean, there were flowers. It looked like fruits, trees. There was just, it really did. And I saw random people who appeared to be in regular clothes. Thank you, Lizzie, so much. And Patsy. Just, literally with watering cans and watering some of the flowers. It was awesome. Mickey. Hi, Mickey.
Glad y'all enjoyed. Glad you're here.
Yes. Anyway, so that was just really cool and beautiful. Hi from Michigan, enjoying following you both. Thanks, Regina.
I'm glad y'all are. We're glad y'all are enjoying what we're able to share.
Bye, Beth Ann. Thanks for joining.
Talk to you later.
Okay.
I guess.
So, I don't know. What else do we have to talk about? This might end up being a really short live. Sorry.
Again, anybody has questions, please forward them. Of course.
She's joining ship in Copenhagen. Awesome. So you're going to be now. How long are you staying on till? Do you go till Miami?
Yeah, I think that's the full last cruise.
Yeah. Well, not everybody's doing the full thing, so.
No, I meant
Hi,
the
Catherine.
last individual.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Thank you.
Yep.
Are you doing anything in France for the Olympics? So, no, as a matter of fact, I just got the email. We knew this was
Yeah.
going to happen, but every single one of the excursions that Royal had planned for Paris have
Yeah.
now been canceled because of the Olympics.
Yeah.
Because they aren't expecting anybody to be able to get to where they're going or get back to the ship on time.
Yeah.
So they've just canceled everybody's everything.
Yeah.
So they do. In fact, we haven't looked at that yet because thank you. We have to book something else.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
I was kind of disappointed in that. And you know, one of the ones that was offered was for Monaco, and I
Getting off in
also
Amsterdam.
getting off in Amsterdam. Okay, well, it's a shame you won't be here for
Yeah.
the whole rest of it, but I'm glad
Yeah.
you're joining. Say hi when you get on board, please. Anyway, so I have always wanted to go to Monaco, so I'm like, okay, this is a great opportunity,
Mm-hmm.
and F1 is going to be going on while we're
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So it was like, that's another reason that
Timing is everything.
yes. So I'm not sure what we're going to do.
Yeah.
So let's see. You have 3 puppies you will miss. I know. Hi, Bobby. Hi, Tam. Thanks, Tam. Monaco is beautiful. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen the pictures, but I'm like when I take pictures of stuff, it never does it justice. Now, we were going to do Monaco, Bobby says. Yeah, thank you. Anyway, sorry. Hold on. That's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Comments on YouTube. I seem to always have to delete those. I think that the automatic, what do you call it? The automatic moderators that flag stuff are much better on TikTok than they are on YouTube, just as a heads up. Hi, Courage. Thank you for following. I appreciate that. You just changed our plan. Oh, Tam. Okay. We're we'll, we'll be up to the living room. Well, not today, but sometime during the day tomorrow. We'll be up to the living room and we'll have to compare notes. So I don't want you to cancel anything until we like confirm dates, but
yes,
we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I feel bad now. Anyway, so later on today I'm doing kind of a girls' night, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're gonna do what?
Oh, boys' night.
He's gonna do
boys' night. Oh,
that means hang out in the pub and drink beer.
Wander around somewhere. Yeah. Yeah. Wander aimlessly.
Do you ever watch the sports in there, or do you just hang out and talk?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, they got a lot of cricket, of course, that they show, and it's only Thursday, so.
Oh, Tam,
What?
she's saying I took a country away from her. Just settle down. We'll see what we can do about Monaco. Mickey's asking, how's living in the cabin this far been? Do you at all feel cluttered?
Not really.
Do you?
No. No, but there again, like we mentioned before, we worked in Afghanistan and we were living in shipping containers. So usually a half of a shipping container.
Yeah.
For an individual, not for a couple.
For 2
we weren't
people.
A couple at that point.
Yeah.
But
this isn't bad. Thank you.
No, it's not. It's not. Plus, we've got someone who comes in and makes our bed each day. We got, all kinds of good stuff going on here.
M, thank you for following and thank you for subscribing. And I see you've got a flag there and it's too small I can see it's red, white, and green, but there are a lot of red, white, and green
Is that Irish?
flags. I don't know.
No.
So if you could let us know where you're from, that would be awesome.
What's something in stripe? I'm not sure.
Yeah. Monaco is insane. Not making 100 anyway. I'm not sure what that means, Sam. What else you got? I know, right? This is probably going to be a really short
one. Where everybody that I've talked to, the last week or so, one enjoying everything, but also in Ravenna. That's what I thought.
No, that's a question mark.
Yeah. we're all talking. At least somebody mentions that coming to Ravenna, we're going to have a full boat. Yeah, yeah, we understand that. Just don't keep reminding us. We've been so spoiled on right now because we have about 775 passengers on board, and you almost never have to wait for an elevator, and you can walk up to a bar and get a drink fairly easy. It's just not crowded at all,
Yeah.
which is fantastic. And like I said, once we hit Renova, then a whole bunch of people are gonna be getting on. And yeah,
So, I'm in my. He's asking
yeah,
how old we are.
old enough to know better, too young to care.
I'm in my early 50s. Thank you. Um, you can share if you want to.
I'm 28.
He's 28.
No, I'm 60.
Tam says F1 should be something to see, even if one
Yes,
doesn't like car racing. I
yes,
absolutely agree with you. My only concern was being able to actually see anything if the traffic, if they're expecting traffic to be that bad, because it is a tiny, tiny country.
yeah,
And then, of course, getting back to the ship on time.
yeah,
That's my major concern. So
yeah,
we'll look at that. He's older. He's 28 and he's
yeah,
older. Thank you.
yeah.
Aaron, the prep for it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the prep for what. Oh, Aaron was the one to say that. Oh, sorry, not Tam. Okay, that makes more sense. Um, thank, thank you, Aaron, for the comments.
Yeah.
Um, anyway, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and we're kind of be done. I think because I have to get
Well,
ready for my girls' night.
yeah, yep.
And we're all just kind of hanging on until we got a lot of port days coming up, so
Mm-hmm.
there's a little bit less for us to talk about. Oh, I will repeat one
Yep.
thing. Since Tam and Bobby are on, I watched your live the other day where you explained that this is most likely the changeover we did between the previous sailing and this one that happened on June 6th, where we had to and we got
Mm-hmm.
new cards on June 7th. The first time that's ever happened on a sea day.
Yeah.
And I
Because
think
usually they have to get to a zero count when they're
right.
in port and count for that.
So just one other way that the Ultimate World Cruise is incredibly unique.
Very unique.
Hi, Rachel. Hi, Glenn. We're actually getting ready to sign off right now, so sorry. Thank you, Aaron, for the info. And Jazzy, yes, see you next time.
What
Thanks,
else?
thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody, for joining.
Yeah,
And
thanks everybody.
we'll see you probably in the next week or earlier.
I'm glad I'm
Thank
able
you.
to live this ultimate cruise.
Ah,
Yeah.
there's another Leah. Hi.
Hi, Leah. Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Mickey. We're glad you're here. We're glad all you are here.
Uh,
And yes, and now once we hit Southern Europe, we got
it's going to
port
be
days
super busy.
every single day. We're gonna have port days,
Bye,
so
guys.
that's gonna be fun. And we got a lot of excursions booked too.
Yes.
So, hi, Maddie.
So
There's
happy
Leah.
to
So
catch
happy
on.
to catch on.
So, Leah, you don't even have to catch them because they show up
Yeah, they'll be there.
the list. You just look through live. All right.
Or
Bye,
at least
guys.
maybe she's saying she just happy
Oh,
that she caught it while it
okay.
was live, but not a
Okay.
recording.
Gotcha. I'm trying to.
Yep. So
There we
glad
go.
y'all been here. Y'all be good. Take care.
Thanks.
There we go.